Very happy to welcome you today as our special guest from Greece. And I don't know if you remember, we played against each other at the European Women Championship in the High Tatra. It was a crazy game.
Yeah.
And despite losing against her, I asked her to join our women Bundesliga team in Germany. And I have to say, I couldn't do better. Although I know her as an extremely nice and really kind person, she at the chessboard she shows really great fighting spirit, and that's what really impressed me. And I never met a chess player who would be staying so cool and so calm during a very bad side, not like Stavroula does. And those are just few qualities that Stavroula has and that made her multiply world girls champions in different categories and the strongest Greek female player. And I'm quite sure that many of you are asking yourself, how did she achieve all this? So Stavroula, do you have a secret chess recipe how to achieve all this?
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for all your kind words. And thank you for the invitation, of course. And thank you everyone for being here. So if I have a secret,
Yes.
well, I don't know. I guess the most important thing is to like what you're doing. I always say this. I mean, I always loved chess so much, so I had all this motivation to improve, and I enjoyed the games. But also, like you said, like to have a fighting spirit always, to not give up, and yeah, stuff like that. Of course, you need to work a lot and study, but yeah.
Because I remember when you joined our club in German Bundesliga, and we played this match against Schwabisch Hall, and it's really one of the strongest team in the Germany women team, consisting like from the Georgian national players and from some other countries. And you play this game against Daulite was her girl's name, surname, and there was we knew we are about to lose, but you kept playing like a end game that was approximately the same or equal, slightly better for you, and you just proved like what kind of fighter are you, and what a brilliant technique you do have. And I have to say that really impressed me, and also the whole of our team. And there are always discussion what is more important. As you already mentioned, you love chess, but you need to work hard. And is it the talent or hard training? What is more important? And what would you say, which of your chess qualities make you such an exceptional chess player, and which chess qualities have you learned through the training?
That's a good question. A lot of questions, actually. Okay, so
your chess
I
qualities.
guess it's really a combination. Oh, well, I was going to say about whether the talent or working hard and training is most important. Well, I guess it's a combination of both. Well, when you're young, like your talent shows, like it's important, but if you don't work it, then people that are working more than you might surpass your level, you know, even if you're more talented. So I guess it's a combination of those two, but of course, okay, talent plays a role, and yeah. And what else about my chess qualities?
Chess qualities. What are the best or the biggest chess qualities? What make you such an exceptional player?
Well, I don't find myself that exceptional as you're saying, but okay.
No, you became a multiply world champion. So, all
right. Okay, I guess I'm usually good in dynamic positions, like tactics, and you know, also you said fighting spirit goes along with this, kind of. But yeah, I mean that wouldn't be. I mean, I need also strategic skills if I want to improve and go to another level. But like for me, I think I'm best in like tactical positions, you know, and yeah, and with more fighting positions, let's say. I guess.
And what chess qualities have you learned or during the trainings?
Well, I guess to improve more my strategic skills, like you said, the technique in that end game and stuff. I think these things you learn through training more. Yeah, like that, I guess.
I read that you started to play chess at the age of 8. How was the beginning for you? A girl in the country, as Greece, that there are many beautiful tournaments, but me personally, I wouldn't consider Greece such as a chess country. So how was it for you as a girl? The beginning.
Yeah, it's definitely not a chess country exactly, although the last years that has improved. More and more players play, and we have some strong players. But yeah, I guess I think that I was lucky because in the city I'm living in Kavala, we have quite a good chess club. So that was important for me because we always had some GMs who would train us. So I guess I was lucky in that part. But yeah, I know that we also, for girls, we don't have that many strong women chess players. Yeah, and I remember I used to play more against boys in the beginning, not so many girls. Yeah, so how did that feel? I don't know. I guess when you're young, you don't really think about these things, right? You don't feel like there's a difference.
Company, yeah?
No. I mean, I think that's important because I guess it's important for us not to think like that makes, that's a difference, that we differ, you know what I mean, right? With boys and girls, we should feel like, okay, it doesn't really matter. I mean, and also play more open tournaments, that's also important. Yeah, because I just think that we should have this kind of mentality.
I know.
Yeah.
From your team, there are like the ladies in. I don't want to say old ladies, but they're like middle age. So, but you mentioned that there are a lot of going on to support also the young girls playing chess. So can you maybe name something like what the federation is doing or what kind of activities?
Yeah, currently we don't have that much supporting the girls. I wouldn't say that we actually have such a thing. I mean, we have more boys, many talented boys, but not girls, unfortunately. I don't really know why is that? But okay, personally, I was lucky because they did help me a lot, the federation. I had support, but and I had a sponsor, which is not very common, especially in Greece. Yeah, but that happened after I took the first place in the World Youth. And I mean, that's kind of paradoxical because if you think, okay, of course I have showed that I have abilities and then you will help me, but in order to have abilities, you also need help. Exactly. So it would be nice if they started this before.
Earlier. Yeah, exactly.
Someone. Yeah, that somebody doesn't need to be a world champion to get some help. You know what I'm saying?
Because I
like what you're doing. Yeah, it's very important.
And because I know some of the girls that played with me the junior categories, and they basically like quit playing chess, like or they are not active, Maka Julio or Vera Papadopoulou, and this is like very common at the teenager age, that the girls stop playing chess because there are some other activities coming and the school, and from all of a sudden they don't have so much time. So what was your main motivation to keep going, to keep playing, not to give up?
Yeah, I guess I'm quite young still, so maybe you never know what will happen with me too. But okay, I mean, they changed because they did another career. I mean, it's not so easy to leave from chess if you don't have support. So I guess for me it was very important that I had the sponsor, so I could play in many tournaments, because of course it's very important to be able to play in tournaments, you know. And yeah, I guess that was super important for me.
And your motivation was like success because you saw that you are so you can achieve something, or was it a passion for chess, or
yeah, it's also the passion, I think. Yeah, right. Yeah, I think you're very right about that. Yeah, if you don't have that inner motivation, even if you have sponsors and everything, that's, yeah. So it's kind of a combination of all those things. Once again.
I also think
but
that
now I'm also studying, so
yeah, it becomes more difficult, of course, to find time and everything under one roof. I personally think that it's also very important if they are like female chess idols and also not men. And I know definitely that you are one of them, and not only girls, but also to young boys, because a good friend of mine, he has a pupil in Greece, and he and his father are really huge fans of you, and they were very disappointed when you left for study to USA. And I find it really awesome. So how do you feel about it? So are you personally aware of it? Like a big chess idol, like female girl, also to young boys?
Well, yeah, I know that in Greece, usually in Greek championships, many times young kids come to me and like, oh, Stavroula, wow, let's take a picture and stuff like that. Yeah, it's nice. Okay, it's very nice. Although you kind of feel some pressure, let's say, not to disappoint them, but okay, of course, it's a very nice feeling.
Yeah, but how you feel about that? It's not only the girls, but it's also there are also boys. They are fans of you, or fathers.
Right.
Also the male.
Yeah, that's important. Like we said, we shouldn't say that. I mean, I hope that at some point we will not say that it's different. It makes a difference whether you're a girl or boy. But okay, we're far from that.
Yeah,
now.
I think so personally. Yeah, still, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. But okay, I have also been told that the reason that some other Greek chess players who are around my age are better than me because they're boys. I have been told that.
When you were a young girl, probably, yeah.
Even now or something.
Even now.
Yes.
And
so I guess, yeah. I hope at some point people won't think that way, but
yeah, let's see, when it will change, if it change one day. You were also mentioning the training. We were a little bit talking about talent and training. So how was it when you were like young girls? How was the training process? Because I know that to achieve all this, you probably had your own trainer, but you need to work also hard by yourself, yeah. So just to have few hours per week with the trainer, it's not enough. So how was the training process? Maybe if you can give some tips to young girls, or how did you train? How did you become so good?
I don't even know, but no. Okay, I'll try to answer that. Okay, of course, like you said, it's important to study by yourself. It's not just the trainer. The trainer gives you some direction,
guidance,
and you have, yeah. All right. Okay, so I guess I always just spent some time every day, even when I was young. Always working on chess, practicing. Okay, I played many training games also. Yeah, I remember I used to train also with some older boy who was kind of my level. So yeah, practice.
Or,
Right. Yeah. So training, also practice games are important. I used to train a lot. I usually did combinations. I always love them to solve stuff. But yeah, the stronger I got, I used to work on more aspects of the game. So I remember I always like tactics and stuff. So when you get stronger and stronger, you have to improve also other parts of your game. You know, legal game, like especially end games and strategy. I don't know if I have an exact tip. Maybe, you know, practice, work on your own, get the direction of your trainer, but also by yourself. I remember my father used to study with my father. Like, he would give me some tactics and I would solve them and stuff like that. So I guess it's also important that your family supports you.
Yeah, definitely. And
Yeah,
without family support, it's even difficult to play tournaments or to find time or to drive you, because when you're younger, you need this all kind of support. And I found also it's very important to find the right coach, yeah, for yourself. That is also not only chess-wise, that fits your style, but also like personally, like that you get on well, because you spend also some amount of time with this person.
Definitely. And I think I was lucky with that. Like I said, in my chess club, we always had some GM working with us. And so yeah, I think
at early age, you had the possibility to work with such a strong players.
Yeah, the first time I had a GM trainer, it was when I was 11.
Oh wow!
11 years old. And before that, I had I was training with Fahiridu. Fahiridu,
yeah, I know her. Yeah, of course I know her. Yeah.
Yeah. I loved her. I think she was a woman. She wasn't like that strong, like a GM, but she's a women's chess player, so she could relate more
to understand
what I should work on.
Also. Yeah, so, emotions and
right. Yeah, so maybe it's also nice to have a women's chess player as a coach.
Yeah, definitely.
But also she was very experienced, so yeah. So she also played a big part.
My last two questions before you show us some of your best moments at the chessboard, and I'm quite sure that many of you are waiting for this moment, is what chess has given you in all those years? And what would be your advice to the girls who are hesitating to start or continue playing chess? So what has chess given you? Because you had to sacrifice also a lot your free time and spend much time at the chessboard, and I know it from myself. So, but we all are also getting things back. So what were the moments or the things that you say, okay, this was the worth of?
Right. Yeah, okay, I never regret spending so much time for chess. It definitely gives you many opportunities in life. And yeah, how to say? I don't know how much it helps you in general. Like, people say it helps you with studying at school. Maybe it helps you with decisions. But I don't know. I have gained so many opportunities, have met so many people. You know, you gain so many experiences with the tournaments.
You are now studying also you are now also studying in USA, where you got a chess scholarship, yeah?
Right. That's also one of the many opportunities I got, which otherwise I don't know. I don't think that I would be able to do that. Yeah, in general, so many experiences. We were like 15 years old, and we have traveled to so many places, have met so many people from other countries. I mean, in general, it can maybe it can broaden your world, let's say, like any sport can do. But you know,
exactly. When you devote yourself, to any sport.
Yes.
And what would you?
But also, yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
And our sport is like very unique, you know.
With many unique people,
So,
exactly.
Yeah. You get that. But also, you know, you work with your brain and something else.
Yeah, it helps you develop a lot of useful skills, actually, for your
maybe cognitive skills, right?
Yeah. And so what would be your advice to the girls that they are like hesitating to start, or they are or to continue playing chess? What would be your advice why they should choose chess and not some other sport or not some other activity? I know it's not easy.
Well, we already talked about it's not an easy yeah, the answer is not easy, probably. But okay, we already talked about the many opportunities it can give you. It definitely requires a lot of your time. I don't have much experience with other sports, but it definitely needs you to be there. What to say? But yeah, like all these opportunities you get, I would say. Of course, chess is not for everyone, though. It must
that's also true.
suit you, your character. Yeah. So yeah, I think you can gain a lot from chess in general. I don't know. And also, just for a tip, try to play more open tournaments. Please, just for a tip. Just we shouldn't play only women. I just, you know what I'm saying.
Like the mixed tournaments.
Yeah. And just try and never have the mentality that you're worse than men. Never think about that.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a very good
no matter what other people tell you. I think so.
And I'm quite sure that some of you have questions for Stavroula. So maybe if you would like to ask now, or maybe later after the chess session, or just you can just drop the question into chat. So it's like as you prefer. And I'm quite sure that when Stavroula will be showing her best chess moments, that the questions are very welcome. Yeah. Chess questions or also non-chess questions.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
So if there are no questions now,
I go ahead?
I will, exactly, the stage is yours. And we are looking forward to your beautiful moments.
Well, okay, so I just want to ask you, do you want me to ask questions or should I to you?
Feel free like you want, like
how
fits the best for you. There is one question.
I don't know, what do you like?
There is one question from Tatiana, and what is that you love the most about chess?
Well, I definitely like the tournaments. I like competitive chess a lot. I know it's also for fun, but competitive chess is like something else. The feeling, you know.
Feeling, yeah.
Yeah.
Not
only
you need
winning,
to
but you get
also to get so far, yeah, in any sport.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I think that competitive chess can give you all these feelings. It's like you get that, I think. All right. So I should share my screen.
Yeah, please feel free.
Yeah.
And
I'm just wondering if you like me to
feel free to, it's your session, so it's your stage now, and
okay.
And I'm quite sure
right.
that the people will enjoy it and also will answer your questions.
Cool. Okay, and yeah, just all right. I don't know if most of them are like my best moments, but they're surely crucial moments for, yeah. Okay, so I'll just go for from this game? I mean, I wanted first to ask you actually one position, but I don't know if you'd like that. Should I go ahead and start from the beginning? What do you think? What would you prefer? Should I go ahead from the beginning, or should I ask you what should like do here?
I think you can mix it both. Like if there is some interesting moments, you can just show the position, or if you think the game is interesting from the beginning, you can go ahead from the beginning.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'll go from the beginning. So that's a game from the World Youth in 2014. And yeah, it's a very crucial game. I think it was like the 9th round. All right, so I'm black. I hope you can see my screen. Everything is all right. Okay, so okay, that's one of my favorite openings. It's the Night of Sicilian. It's very dynamic, and so we already said about fighting spirit and stuff. So yeah, I really like these kind of positions, and I think especially when it's a game that you must go for the win to ensure a medal, it's one of a pretty good option. So it went like bishop e3, e5, knight b3, bishop e6, very normal stuff. My opponent chose the h3 line here. This is more common, but that's also interesting, of course. So I went knight d7, g4, and now I had prepared that line. I played rook c8. So my plan is that after g5, I don't know if any of you would like to say.
Rook takes knight.
Right. Rook takes e3. That's very common for this kind of positions. And you sacrifice, you give the exchange, but you destroy your opponent's structure. So, for example, b takes c3, knight takes e4. We see these pawns are pretty bad. I have some good pieces. Also, this has weakened a lot. The king doesn't really know where to go. And yeah, black is much better. And also, he could take here. And any idea on that one? What should black play?
Bishop next.
Sorry?
Take the bishop next.
Right, exactly. So we continue with the same strategy, let's say. He takes, and I take. And again, we see very bad pawns. And yeah, my pieces are much better. And yeah, that was the point of the line. So she played queen d2 to be able to take with the queen. So I played b5. I like to threaten some b4 at some point. She castle longed, and I played bishop e7. All right, so here she could play g5. We should know what to do after that because it's a very crucial. It's an important move. So that's actually not a good move because of b4. Okay, you see counterattack. Otherwise, of course, you wouldn't play something as passive as this. So you gotta threaten the knight too. And if knight d5, which is the most important move, I would take bishop f5. I'm threatening c2. So she should play bishop d3, takes, and bishop takes g5. Okay, all this was preparation. And of course, in such kind of tournaments, you really need to prepare your lines. And yeah, especially in such an important round. So she didn't play g5, she played f4. Another move would be king b1, f4. So here it's very important moment, because here you would choose either to take on f4 or castle sword or play b4. Like, it matters a lot for the structure that will be in the game. I chose to take because I would like to bring my knight on e5, but that also gives white the knight d4 square and also the f5 square. So it's an important decision. I could also play castle and allow f5, and then I'd like to play b4 again. That's very common in the Najdorf, when either after g5 or f5, black plays b4 and starts some counterplay. So knight d5, bishop takes, and a5, and again, that's very common for a Najdorf. And that suits quite my style of playing. All right, so I chose to take on f4, which is an interesting decision, and although it's not quite clear how accurate that is, sometimes, especially in such tournaments, you don't play that accurately, but you try to give your opponent decisions or make him get a position that he's not very, he doesn't know that well. So, okay, so she played queen g2, which is a quite strange move, because now she doesn't anymore support the knight. King b1 would be more natural, and here I could play h6, not allowing g5. And yeah, in general, it's good to think about who has the more play. It's good to not allow your opponent to get counterplay, like I immediately stopped g5. And yeah, so knight d5, takes, castle. Okay, maybe white is better, and that would be the best option for her. But she went queen g2. She actually threatens to take on e5 because of the rook ping and the queen. So I have to do something about that. I play knight d7. And now, like we said before, one of my main ideas is to take on c3. So I guess she has better play bishop d2 at this point, since she chose to go to g2 with her queen. But she played king b1. And as expected, I took on c3, she took, and then I went queen c7. I guess most of you have seen such kind of sacrifices. Especially, I mean, black usually does that also when white castles short. So it's even more, it's a bit stronger when white castles long. All right, so she played bishop d2. I brought another knight to the attack. You often think about bringing as many pieces to the attack, and like knight a4. Yeah, it's very important to fight for this pawn. So that's why I played knight a4. She could play queen g3. But yeah, I would just castle and bring more pieces to the game. However, she took on e6, which is not a great move, and you will see that. Oh, you'll see why. It actually opens my f file. So after queen g3 castle sword, I have a rook coming to f3. So yeah, she just brought another piece to the attack. Bishop e2. Okay, how to continue? It's like natural to play queen c5, threatening queen a3 and mate. So she went king a1. And yeah, I'd just like to ask you if you have any ideas on how to continue here. Actually, I spent a lot of time in this position, which is very common for me. Like we said before, I very often have time trouble. And here I was very into the position. I was trying to find the best way to proceed. I'm, of course, much better. I'm probably even winning, but yeah. So I guess my main point would be to attack the c3 square, because when this pawn goes, when I take this pawn, then the king will be exposed. Maybe some bishop coming, you never know. So, okay, maybe anyone has any idea? I probably spent like 40 minutes in this position, so it's not fair what I'm doing now. But okay, if anyone would like to suggest anything, how to go for this pawn. Rook c8. Yeah, that's very natural, right? Because then, but the thing is that when I will take, we will exchange many pieces, and I would prefer to keep the queens on the board. So yeah, but although that's definitely a very natural move, I would like to do something more concrete.
Knight f3.
Knight f3. Okay, that's interesting. What's the idea behind that?
Closing the third rank for the queen, attacking the bishop, allowing queen a3 motifs.
Great. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe bishop
yeah, that's very
also.
interesting. Right. Yeah, that actually was probably the best option I had. Here, maybe bishop f6, right? And now I just opened up everything. Yeah, that would be probably the easiest way to win, and very quickly. I actually didn't play that.
B4?
I thought of B4. Okay, cool. B4. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't really consider this move. Let's say takes. If you take here, I would go here, I guess. Yeah. And maybe queen d4, you were thinking. Let's see, 3. And then continue like, yeah, it's definitely quite an interesting option, right? Because if she goes like this, I continue like that. Yeah, I like your idea. It's really a good idea. It opens up the diagonal, exposing the king once again. All right, I'll just show what I did, which is a good option, probably not as good as yours. Okay, so I played queen a3. Okay, rook b1. And here I played rook f3. That was my point. It's similar to the knight f3 move you suggested, but not so clear, I would say. So if he takes on f3, then I'll just take. And let's say rook b2, I bring my knight. Yeah, and if he doesn't have, let's say, what do you play? Rook b1, I will take that one. And you see that my knights are pretty strong. Bishop also, I'm sorry about that. And the bishop is also coming. The rooks are hanging. So yeah, the rooks are not so powerful as my knights. Another nice option would be to take and go here. Knight c4, rook b1, and here my idea was actually to play knight a3 because I'm threatening mate, which is kind of strange. And yeah, that was quite a crazy game actually. But I like to show that one. Okay, so he can play queen g2, protecting the c2. But now I come with the bishop, and I actually threaten to take here, and then there is no, and then the rook is hanging. So that was quite interesting. But he didn't take an f3. So he went queen e1, which is a better option. Okay, so I took, all right. So now she doesn't have the black squared bishop. So maybe I have more chances to break my bishop somehow. C exchange my rooks, which is a good option, I think. And here I'd like you to think a bit. It's a very important moment. And unfortunately, I have already spent most of my time, and I had around 1 minute. And yeah, another tip, please have a better time management than I do. Because I spent so much time in the queen a3, rook f3 idea. And so here I just had 1 minute and couldn't really find what was the best move. And that cost me the win. I actually drew the game. Does anybody? Oh, okay. 93, maybe rook f3. Oh, sorry. I usually don't see the chat, and now I just. Okay, somebody suggested 93, which is what I played. But it's not the best. Any thoughts? Any other things? You know what's crazy? Actually, I spent so much time, not only because the position was so rich, but also sometimes because I'm just so passionate. So I just really like thinking, but you better save some time for the crucial moments like that one.
Knight c4.
Knight c4. All right. So knight c4. So what can white do? Okay. If let's say take, I guess I'll bring my bishop, right? Yeah. And she can only play e5. So it's going to be something like that, which is much better for me. I have the queen for rook and bishop. Yeah, it should be much better. But I was kind of afraid of queen c1.
Check.
Right? Just
No.
take? No, what did you say?
With bishop check.
Bishop check first, or okay, here?
And oh.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was thinking. I couldn't find anything here.
What about queen b4?
Here, okay.
Anna, you take bishop
Sorry,
takes
wasn't
c4.
this mate
No,
previously?
bishop takes c4.
This was
Yeah,
mate,
that's the
queen
problem.
takes queen. In this position, this is mate.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. You see, I just totally missed that.
Oh.
And you see, when you don't have any time, you can really think clearly. So just my head would be like, okay, so you can't really exchange your queen. That doesn't make any sense. How would you continue the attack? But you can still mate. Yeah, and so yeah, maybe that wasn't my best moment, but it was a very important moment, because if I won that game, I would probably, I was very close to take the first place in this tournament, in this World Youth, but I made draw and I actually took the second place. So it really cost I was really not confident after that game. But yeah, just sometimes in the attack you do some paradoxical things like exchanging the queens, but if you have some clear thinking, you see that that's actually a mate. But yeah, that's very important. But actually playing knight d3, and after queen d2, I played here, and that was crazy. I just already lost the control. And yeah, I don't think that what happens next matters, but you can clearly see that I lost the control. So yeah, but okay, I even was losing. I'll just go ahead and show what happened. You see, it's somewhat worse as an endgame, but still I fought many moves and somehow made the draw. But yeah, I just think that was an important moment. And in general, actually, this kind of position is pretty good for black, even though yeah, I didn't really have to do something very straightforward. Even just going back with the queen and building the position, somehow to bring the bishop to the game. I don't really know what's the best option, but if I had a clear head, sometimes you just need to have a clear mind and get a perspective. I would realize that this is a pretty good position, so I didn't have to do something too great or too straightforward. Yeah, just, I mean, as long as I couldn't see the win. So yeah, just try to keep calm when things get pretty nerve-wracking. So yeah, that was one of the games I like to solve, especially this moment. What else? Let's go. Okay. So I'd like to show this one. This is also another World Youth Championship. This was in 2015. So I'm white. And I'll go ahead and play the moves faster until the important moment. All right, this G6 and bishop G7 is not really the best against this Slav. All right, so just like that, and I play rook C1, and here black played F6. And I just think that this is quite an important moment. So if any of you, what would you do here? All right, so I get bishop D3. Bishop D3. Okay. Here, I think it's takes. That's probably. Yeah, and then the bishop is hanging, so it's gonna be like that. So yeah, I think I should do something with my knight because that is not working, unfortunately. But where to go? Well, I guess, let's see, knight, all right. So we have a knight G6 to knight G6. Yeah, that's pretty interesting, and I should definitely think about that. The other options are, I guess, going back here or here. I actually played knight F3. So yeah, the whole point is that, okay, this was the position. It's my move, and I played quite instantly rook C1, and I just realized that she has F6, so I'm not so sure what to do here. But if I have played queen F3, then okay, I made, you see that my bishops are really great, and the knight is strong, and she can't play F6 because I have bishop D5 check, and then I have knight F7. Sorry. So that would prevent that. And yeah, I can continue somehow improving my position. So I was quite mad at myself for allowing this. So here I didn't spend enough time. All right, I checked knight takes G6, and I was like, okay. So I'm threatening queen H5 and mate, but I guess she has one move. It can cause a problem to me. Okay, bishop E8, right? Exactly, bishop E8. And I was like, okay, if I go here, so go bishop D7. Then what to do here? If I go here, again, I don't want to draw. If I go back, then she'll play F5, and she'll close my bishop. Yeah. But maybe I have something after all. Maybe if I wasn't mad at myself and if I had a clear head, and I would have found that that's actually pretty good. And why?
Oh, rook e6.
Right. Because now, see, exactly, and that's a pretty good move. Yeah, because now I keep my bishop here, and I still threaten queen h5, and if she takes, then I will check. And she has player f7, and I'll go queen h5 anyways. So I have to play queen e8. And then another important thing is that this knight is actually hanging. So you see that. It's pretty good for me. And if you think, I have 2 pawns also. So in the worst case, I'll just, let's say, exchange. Like, I'm not going to do that, but let's say, okay, still I have 2 pawns out. Yeah, and you see how you block the bishop and you keep threatening queen h5. What could you do? Rook f7 or queen 8? Oh, okay, queen 8. Maybe it's an important move, but then still I have queen g4, and I'm building that up. I'm going to play queen h4, still threatening queen h7. Also have some bishop h6 ideas. Yeah. So although, I don't know, maybe the knight f3 move I played after f6 seems very obvious and you'd almost play it instantly, it's good to delve into other possibilities, because maybe nothing is that obvious after all. And yeah, rook e6 would be a very good move. I don't know if you have any question. What could like do? Rook f7 maybe, but then I'm building it again. Like that. Right, so king f8, queen h5. It seems pretty good. And yeah, we could say more things about this position, but yeah. I don't know if you like this idea. I really loved it when I saw it afterwards. Unfortunately, I didn't play it. So maybe today I'm going to show more of my mistakes to learn from them. But yeah, so okay, maybe knight d3 also made some sense, because I would like to play c5, but this is not good. This is actually not good because I don't know if anyone sees that. Black actually has e5. So if I take, then there is f5, and if bishop, then the knight is hanging. So yeah. Anyways, let's see what happened in the game. But yeah, once again, I want to emphasize how important it is to have a to think clearly and not, like, you know, I was somewhat mad and didn't want to. Yeah, and I wasn't having a clear head. So knight f3, queen d7. Okay, queen g2. I'm still better. Rook d8, queen b1. Okay, it's kind of strange, but all right. So I tried to play h4 and some h5 ideas. Another nice idea would be d5. Exactly. I want to play knight d4 and e6. So that's why black should have played e6 instead and not let me play d5. But I didn't play that. I liked to do such an attack. And yeah, but again, d5 would be very nice. So the game went quite crazy when I played my knight in a very bad square, knight h2 with no reason. Not much reasoning behind it. But yeah, just keep your pieces in the center as much as possible. But yeah. Anyways, then the game went quite crazy and I was worse, and then I was better, and yeah, very typical for world youth games, because you know, all the pressure and everything, both sides trying to win for the medals and stuff. Quite interesting games. But yeah, just want to show that nice little tactic. All right, so what would I like to show? Let's see. Okay, so that's actually one of my favorite games. I'm white, and it's in a European Team Championship. It's actually my first European Team Championship playing for Greece. It was in 2013. And I was quite young, 13 years old. Yeah, so, okay, so I'm playing against Anna Rudolph. She was quite stronger than me back then. And I'm white, so it's black white to play. So I wasn't sure how to continue, because you see black is threatening queen b7, attacking e4, and then b4. And she also has the 2 bishops. So I felt like I really had to find something to improve my pieces, because they kind of feel like they're sleeping. So I don't know if you have any idea on how to somehow activate my pieces. Okay, so I see that someone suggests d5, which is pretty cool. d5. Okay, see another d5. All right, so we sacrifice our pawns and why? Our pawn and okay, we sort of open our diagonal. Maybe if we play e6 at some point, I don't know. And what else? Exactly. Okay, so knight d4, great, and I'm going to play knight f5. Okay, so out of a sudden, you see how what's different are these two positions? Here, it kind of feels like our pieces are not doing anything, but d5, e takes d5, knight d4, knight d5 coming. I'm going to threaten both e7 and g7. Maybe bring my queen, have more e6 ideas. Kind of everything plays out. So, okay, so maybe, okay, we'll see what happens after e takes d5, because it's exactly what she played. All right, but if she plays bishop b7, then okay, d6. I don't have that much of an attack like the other move, but okay, of course, that's quite good for me, because I have this passed pawn, and I have more space now. So that's a pretty good position. Also after bishop d7, same, and I'm going to build my position. Maybe bring the bishop somehow here in this diagonal. All right, so okay, maybe it would be cool for black to try to find some counterplay, like b4. Because if I take, okay, I don't really want to do that. Too many exchanges. What can I do? And if I play here, okay, still I have something like that, but now the bishop is not exactly helping like before. All right, I'll go back. And the move is maybe d6. Okay, maybe d6. And let's see. If this, then we'll take and go here. How should we proceed? Because I wouldn't like something like that. I don't know about you. Maybe I should try to keep my pawn on e7, like when it's 4. But then this is hanging, it's not clear. I want to play something like that, but maybe it's too much. What do you think? Or some 8-6 to be more sure that everything is fine. All right, and try to play like this. Yeah, I'm not so sure, but I think that an interesting move would be to play knight d4 still, and because now after b takes 3, I'll go here. I'm threatening this, and I'm going to take the c3 pawn. All right, so yeah, e d5 maybe? Knight f5 again, like this our plan, and if this happens, I can either go queen g3 or take, and take. This would be interesting. All right, also this move, and d6 here, it's better. All right, so I was thinking that maybe that was the best option for black, to give away his bishop like this, like that. Okay, how many pawns do we have? Yeah, this is going to hang, so it's going to be 2 pawns for the knight. Yeah, that's much better for me, but okay, at least I don't have that much of an attack. So it's some trade-offs. All right, but yeah, d5, exactly, that was the best move, probably the only move for the position. Otherwise, I would be worse. Okay, so she took, I went here. Yeah, we saw that. She went back. I don't know if you have any, if you feel like this is so much better for me, or if you have any idea for black, for how to defend. She went bishop b7. She wants to bring the queen. Yeah. But yeah, I play knight f5. And queen e6. Here we could see something like knight takes g7, or I don't know if d6 is also working. But yeah, suddenly we see our pieces like really, you know, e6 now, and queen g3, everything comes to the attack. And the king is pretty bad here, like this. Yeah. So queen e6, that's what she played. I went queen g3, g6, and yeah, here I thought quite a bit because I wasn't so sure how to continue. I don't know if you have any idea. So I kind of provoked g6, so this might cause some weaknesses in the king side. All right, knight h6, that's very logical. So king g7. What to do here? Rook f6. Okay, that's interesting. And if we take and king h8, what can we do? somehow things are closed now. I'm not so sure if that's so strong. Yeah, probably it's not so good because I don't see. Although maybe it takes and bring the rook. Oops, sorry. And yeah, maybe we can do that. Maybe it's not so straightforward, but it's interesting. Maybe bishop d2 instead. Where exactly? Oops. It happened. Bishop d2 here?
Earlier, instead of knight
Here.
h6 check.
Oh, okay. All right. And the idea is to play. Well,
Knight
yeah,
takes
it's interesting.
bishop g5, bishop f6.
Right. Yeah, I like that. Cool. That's interesting. What should we play? Should we keep our bishop maybe? Or bishop c5? But still, you play something like that. But I like this idea because now you see that the bishop is doing nothing here because he played g6. I don't have. So yeah, that's cool. Probably it's one of the best options. Yeah, that's a nice move. So, but I thought about something else, which was more straightforward, let's say. But you don't always have to do something so straightforward. You can build it up like you did. But I guess I'm more fond of doing crazy stuff. All right, so I thought, which is kind of weird, my move doesn't look so great because I went back. You say, why? You did all that stuff for the knight to be on f5. But I thought about something concrete. Well, with the knight on d4, I kick her out, the queen, and now I have more ideas like e6. But maybe here it's not so good because, well, that would be nice if it was working, but see, he won't just play bishop d6 and I'll just need to go somewhere, and that's not so great. But yeah, that starts having such ideas like e6. But I didn't play 6 now. Do you have any idea? Okay, we have a rook takes f7 suggestion, and yes, that's what I played. That's a nice move, I think, because when it takes, now I have e6. There is no pawn on f7 anymore. So there's a double attack, and she played queen e8, which is not the best. We'll see why, and okay, what can black do here? I mean, what would be his best defense? Well, I actually expected that she would play rook a8. I mean, okay. At the moment you spot that there's a problem in the back rank, you can think about this move, but maybe you have the queen, but she actually can play rook a8 and then take here. Maybe take with the king, because the rook, if you take with the rook, then there's knight f5. And I have many threats like these, or queen e5 coming. Yeah, so maybe king f7 to try to find some shelter somewhere here. And yeah, that would be quite complicated still. That's strange, the king going to the center, but he's probably more secure there than on g8. And again, we see some ideas like the mate I didn't see before. The knight f5, I mean, you get what I mean, right? Yeah, so anyways, that was probably the best option, and try to hide there. But it's still quite good for me. I would exchange the rooks and play here. And I still have quite many threats, like queen coming, but it's quite complicated. All right, so C played queen e8, I took, and yeah, finally I'm back on f5, and now everything is more open. What can C play? C went, yeah, it seems quite bad for her. She has to do something for this. She could play here, but no, because queen e5, right, queen checkmate now. So she tried to find escape like here. So I played rook f1, very logical, of course, to bring another piece the attack. She played here, okay, because, okay, like this, I'll just go here and, you know, I'll just take the queen. So d4, bishop takes, bishop takes. Actually, that was an interesting idea, because now when I play here, she'll go bishop f5, and the queen is not hanging. But still, after here, queen e5, we get to see once again how weak this king is. And look at this rook, the rook never meant to play, so we see once again why it was important to play rook f8. So yeah, that's a winning position for me. I just took here, and check. And yeah, we see how desperate that king became. All right, one. Okay, what did I play here? Queen c6, and just, okay, so resigned. I'm threatening many things. All right, yeah. And I don't know, I just like this game. It's one of my favorite games, although I was just 13 back then. But it was nice how just all my pieces get activated after this pawn sacrifice. And yeah, so don't think that much of the material, but more about the, you know, how much energy your pieces have. We see how much energy they got after knight 5, many threats. Okay, so that was one of my favorite games. Let's go to another one. Okay, let me think, because I have many here. I was like going to choose now. Okay, just a little tactic I liked, and just to talk about a very unfortunate tournament for me was the European Championship, which I didn't have that many successes in the Europeans. So in this one, I actually took the 7th place, and that was the last round. I didn't have any chance for medal. But I was like, okay, let's just enjoy the game. What to do? Failure is a part of the game, so that's what to do, you know. We must think about it too and just enjoy the game sometimes. Okay, so I'll just go ahead fast. And I'm white, and I played something strange. I knew knight g5, I know it seems a weird position, it's been more natural to go for some play in the center. But I knew some ideas here, some sort of an attack. And you know, I just went with the mentality of going to enjoy the game, so I was like, okay, let's try it. All right, so my point is after h6, I'll go knight h3. I know that's very weird and like doesn't really follow many chess rules. But yeah, I just freed my f-pawn, so now I can go here and just somehow going to build some sort of an attack. Yeah, but don't do that very often, this kind of moves. Only, of course, this kind of moves you can do only if you know the plans very well and you know exactly what you're doing. Okay, so, okay, logical move is b5 or d5. And you just I had to know what to do against those. C played b5. Okay, I played f4, like I was planning to do. And e5. Okay, she made such a decision, which is probably not the best, because now I'm going to play at some point f5. Oh, sorry. Some f5 and build my position. So if she played a5, here there's some interesting ideas. She actually wants to play a4. So in this kind of position, usually white plays a4 and then like this. And the plan is to somehow close the center in order to be able to have an attack on the king side. But again, this line is not that great, only if you're really trying to win or you just want to, you know, have fun, sort of. All right, so b5, f4, e5, knight f3. I'm going to play f5 next, and while I'm trying to prepare it. All right, now we see, I like to exchange. Maybe she didn't play that well. She didn't really know what was my plan. But yeah, now the center is sort of closed and I can do an attack on the king side. a5, she plays there, but she can't really open that. The way I have my pawns, let's say I play something like this. a5, whenever she plays a3, I'll play b3. Whenever she plays b3, I'll play a3. So she can't really do something there, although I have a lot of play on the other side. So I play f5, a4, she continues. I'm not really scared. Okay, I want knight f2. I'm trying to play something like g4 or h4. And yeah, she played knight h7, which is a good move because she wants to exchange some pieces like this or like this. So I should have played h4, honestly, and prevent that. But I played g3 for some reason. Anyways, bishop g5. And now I play h4. And now she plays in the wrong side, sort of, but she does have to make a defense. But yeah, I'll just move on quickly to the moment I like. So g4, king g7, queen d2. Okay, I'm just trying to king h2. I'll bring my rooks. Somehow I'm threatening. I want to play also some g5 and open up the position when the time comes. All right, g5, so let me do that actually. Takes, f6. Okay, that's sort of a crazy position. So what happened? I took, oh no, I played rook g1 and I'm going to put some pressure on g6. Okay, so she went here. That's a good move because when I take, she'll take with a knight, and that's a check. Knight h3. And now she play. Okay, what would you play here? As black. Okay, I put pressure here. How can we protect that? Yeah, knight e7. Right. Someone says rook h6 may be a mistake, and that was my point. Exactly, knight e7. I don't know what she was afraid. Maybe I'll go something like this, and knight e6. But probably I don't have that much, if we're objective. So move the queen somehow. I don't have that many pieces. The knights are sort of, and my king is kind of also not the greatest. But okay, so she played rook h6, and somebody said that it might be a mistake. And yeah, that was the reason I saw this game. So why is the mistake? All right, okay, we have that. We have a move. It's queen takes h6. And that's a nice move, I think. All right, we sacrifice the king and the queen. The king, we can't do that. All right, so I guess we take, right? And all right, where can he go? Maybe he has to go here actually, because if he goes back, then I have two powerful knights coming, and it's mate. Yeah, that's kind of nice. So she saw that, and she just went here, and but the king is definitely not nice here. So what we're going to do?
Rook G1.
Rook G1. Yeah, that's cool because I threatened this, right? Yeah, so I guess we have to play here. We have to do that then.
Rook G4.
This one?
Oh no,
Okay.
it's protected.
Yeah, when I go here, still has some defense. But... yeah, but still, it's probably still good. You're going to build it. Maybe play here next. Oops, sorry. Yeah, but that's a good idea. But I did something similar. But I didn't really have to move my rook like this. Okay, so my king, you know, it's in the H file, but it would be nice if my rook was there. Right. So we have a suggestion, which was, wait a second. Knight f4. I like that, yes, because here and rook h1 is coming. So that was what I played. And I played king g2. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, that's nice, right? Because now rook h1 is coming. Yeah. And it's going to be a mate. The king is too exposed. So yeah, thank God this tournament finished somehow nicely. With you know, because it went pretty bad. But yeah, I just want to say sometimes we just enjoy the game. We can't always go that well. But yeah, I hope you kind of liked this little trick. All right, which game do I want to show now? Are those two, if you want to show something more strategic, let me know, because I'm always like about the tactics. Because you seem kind of more excited, but you know. Just let me know. I have some things that are not so tactical. Okay, another game I really like is this. I play against the Grandmaster here. It's not a World Youth, but it was a closed GM norm tournament. All right, so I'm gonna go fast. And yeah, we have the King's Indian. E5, D5 here. All right, he wants to go somewhere. F2, F4, so I play G3. He went F5, pretty typical. I take. I went knight G5, but this is probably not the best, but okay, I guess we don't really care that much about the theory here, but yeah, knight F4 is probably better. So I played knight G5, he went queen E8, kind of looking at the E6 square. I played bishop E2, knight F6, and here I played G4. So the thing is that I want to take on F5 and open the G file. I want to open the G file for my rook. And okay, if he goes, okay, such a move would be very bad because I think, because then you see the E4 square, maybe I'll bring some knight here. Yeah, it's not the best I can do. So anyways, I played this G4 idea. It's probably not that objective, but it has some interesting ideas, some interesting plans. Okay, knight E6, that's quite logical. He'll go here probably. I took here and bishop E3. And yeah, here maybe he should have played the night before. He threatened to go knight c2, and not only he wants to take an exchange, but my bishop is very important in such a position. It holds the position together. All right, we saw maybe knight c5 was better, but we'll see why. Knight b4. Okay, that's a very straightforward threat. But if it doesn't work, then the knight is not doing much there. He'll probably have to go back. Okay, so rook c1. He went queen g6. Now he threatens again to go knight c2, and yeah, just like you just think, what would you do here? Maybe it doesn't seem like I played the best moves because, you know, the king is still in the center. Now I can't even castle. So what can I do? So king f1. King f1. That's definitely a move. h4. We have another move. So king f1. Let me think. Knight c2, I guess. Yeah, and now I want to take the bishop. So I guess he should go back. And then I'll bring my knight here. It's quite strong. And this king is not the best. Probably it's not the best here. And I wouldn't really like to give away my knight. And this is quite strong. And my bishop, I mean, sorry. I don't know. I don't really like this. So what else can I do?
King d2.
King d2. That's quite bold. Someone writes. Yeah, it seems quite interesting, right? I stopped the knight c2 altogether. I stopped this, and now this knight is going nowhere. And I can continue my plans, like rook g1, 86, like nothing is happening. But yeah, and if you think about it, maybe my king is safer here. Strange enough. It's very strange, yes. But okay, he can't really attack me. Let's say that it's kind of safe there. But yeah, that's what I actually played. And I kind of knew this line because I have played a game, a blitz game, which I was lucky to get on a real one. So you see again how practice games are important. You get ideas and maybe you use them in a classical game. So yeah, I played king d2, weird move, but I already knew it was quite interesting. So he could also play, we could also play another move, which was strange. Maybe knight f3. I know it seems strange, but our idea is to actually take on c2, go queen c1, and now I will continue with rook g1, and it kind of seems like I have an interesting compensation. Yeah, this probably needs more analysis, but it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of proud of this king d2 move. It was pretty bold. And yeah, it's strange that it's actually safe for the king to be there. So how the position went on, h6, I went here, very logically, here, takes. He's trying to take my pawn. Okay, I want to kick this knight back. And yeah, so what to do here? Rook C, G1. We have, I like this move, yes. Yeah, and maybe he'll take king h8. How to continue? I can do something like this. I'm not so sure. I don't really like it if he just take my pawn, but like that. Okay, someone suggest something. Bishop d3 maybe. Bishop g4. Okay. Bishop d3. Okay, maybe. And after this. Maybe we can build it like that. It seems interesting, I think. Or like that. Kind of like this move. Because I'll play g5. And again, it seems like I have some threats, but I don't know. I don't. R takes and oh no, this is going to leave my king. Yeah, I don't know, many ideas, but I played e7. I calculated something specifically here and here. I went for check, and he played d5. Maybe this is not so great. Maybe he should played here. But again, sometimes I'll be able to take on b7. So that's going to be good for me too. But here he played d5. And so can I take on b5? The thing is I'll take, okay. I'm just showing, and queen d7. What can I do here? Thing is, if I just play bishop c4, then he'll play c6, and then my knight is hanging. So I should do something against c6. What about I kind of like this idea. I didn't play this. But yes, because if he takes, I'll take here. This is kind of a crazy position, honestly. All right, so here I can go here, here. Yeah, so I actually stop c6, but it's still sort of crazy because here is a check. But okay, I'll take, and now bishop c4, and I'll get it back. So it should be fine. It's kind of a weird way to play a c6, just giving away your knight. But it's kind of working. So here I'll take, yeah, I'll take that, and then after this, I'm taking this one. So somehow indirectly defending this. Okay, I played another move, which I really liked. I actually played king e1. King e1. Yeah, the thing is that if he take, now he can take with the queen, because I have bishop c4, it's not a check anymore. So he has to play with the take with the knight. And now again, I can't play here because it's c6. So again, I should stop the c6 move, which I did indirectly. Again, I played bishop g4, so that he'll have to play queen c6, and then I'll go here. And now he doesn't have c6 because it's the queen there. And yeah, somehow like this I'll get it back. It's kind of a very indirect way to defend it, but I think it's quite nice. And yeah, queen takes e7. He played because he saw that I have just either rook d1 or bishop f3. So he just went on like this. I took this pawn, and suddenly his position starts collapsing. I have the two bishops, I have a pawn up, and his king is somehow less safe than mine. All right, so yeah, e4, bishop e2, because I'm threatening the knight, and a6. Okay, rook. Finally, I played my rook on g1. Okay, now the moves, he didn't really have something to do. And I'll just move on faster. And yeah, here is a nice moment I took here. Because this was his main defender. And yeah, I took it, and now my bishop just spins. Yeah. And yeah, I just like this game. I like the idea of king d2 and how, and also this idea how to indirectly defend your knight. And yeah, I hope you liked it too. So yeah, maybe let's see something less crazy. Right, maybe I have this game. Just give me a second. I don't know. Okay, I'll just show quickly another Najdorf. All right, because I'm very fond of this variation. So that's a more solid line, more of a positional one. So here, there's sort of a fight for the bishops, the c4 and the d5 square. Yeah, the bishop wants to go to c4, d5, and yeah, mainly a fight for the d5 square, let's say. My e5 is sort of has awakened the d5 square a lot. So I played queen c7. I like this idea because I stop bishop c4, so he can bring another piece for the fight of the d5 square. So she played a4. Oh, by the way, that's from an Olympiad in 2016 in Baku, right? Yeah, so I was playing in the first board there. Okay, so she played a4. She doesn't want to let me play b5. Okay, so we just Castle. I played knight d7. Okay, we're just developing our pieces. And then knight c5. And here probably knight d5 is the best option for her because now she... Okay, knight d2 is normal, but she lost a lot of tempi. I mean, she went here and then I went... That's more bishop e2 line and the knight there. So she spent a lot of time going knight f3, knight e2, knight b3. That's not so great, but okay. I'll just improve my pieces normally. Rook c8, bishop f3, rook e8, rook e1, h6. Yeah. And these positions are quite solid, and it's not clear which plans either black or white should do. So black could go for something like knight f8 or b5, but now that's not really possible. Another interesting idea is for black to play d5 and actually sacrifice that one. But in this position, it's not so good. Like, I want to play this and this, but okay, it's not so easy to do that. Like, I think probably he has something like that. Anyways, okay, but in general, that's an interesting idea if you're interested in these kind of positions. But I played a waiting move, bishop f8. So, and here's played h3. And that kind of gave me a target. Kind of h3. It does give you a target in such kind of positions. So now I changed my mind. I mean, it's very slow position. So okay, I lost the tempo. I went back to e7, and because now my knight f8, knight h7, knight here has actually a target. So yeah, it kind of seems like I lost a tempo. I did, but it doesn't really matter in these positions. In some positions matters a lot, but in this one, not so much. So yeah, that's a good way. I guess rook d2. Okay, knight f8. I could also go knight g6. But again, my plan, and maybe knight h4. That's interesting. But again, knight h7, knight g5. Okay, knight c1. She wants to do something like this, probably, and go for the d5 square, like we said. Okay, so I went knight g5 and c2. Which she probably has to do in this position. Maybe she had to prepare it a bit, like, I don't know, maybe here, and f3 seems weird. Maybe go back. I'm not so sure, honestly, because my position becomes really good after this exchange. You will see. Knight e2. Maybe knight d3 was better, like we said there. Okay, of course, these things are not so clear and more analysis is needed. Okay, knight e2. And now I'm improving my position like this. In these kind of positions, that's quite common. Like this, I'm going to play king g7 and maybe then bring my rook, right? And you see again how much of a target that became. G4 maybe. And yeah. But even when you don't have that straightforward ideas, this g6 king g7 move is often improving your position quite a lot. So knight g3, I'm not so sure. Yeah, that's another route for the d5. She's going like this. And that's interesting. But yeah, but we're spending a lot of time going back and forth, maneuvering our pieces. So knight f1, rook h8, like I said, knight e3, rook h4. So even here, this is not the best probably. I'm not sure if she should have played something like knight d5. But it does exchange pieces, so I don't have that much of an attack, because also my attack is not so fast. And I don't know, this kind of position I like because I have f5. Maybe my bishop will become better that one, than that one. But I'm not sure if he can, if this is sort of drawish. But I would try it out. I still have my pawn. Anyways, but he played rook a4. So I played queen d7, bringing another piece to target h3. And I'm also threatening rook c2, rook c3, sorry, because now the rook is hanging, so probably rook a4 was not that good. C again gave me a tempo. And now it's important because I'm actually building an attack. So I brought my another rook, knight d5, and now I have g4, and yeah, suddenly spent way too much time maneuvering, and I had my open h file. So yes, and here I took with a king. Yeah, because if I take with, oops, sorry, if I take with the bishop, then it's this one. So yeah, but it's still safe here, fortunately. I mean, sometimes this kind of moves look kind of strange, but sometimes they're actually safe. I mean, if king d2 actually works, king f6 is gonna be fine, like the previous position. So okay, g3. I mean, she doesn't have much to do, honestly, because here I'll take, and okay, maybe this blocks it a bit. Maybe it was a better idea actually. And also clear. She played here, and now I have my rooks on the h file again. And yeah, must be much better. Rook h2. Okay, I need to find a way to bring my other pieces too, because like just the two rooks are not going to bring the win. But yeah, like that. Okay, so I didn't take that because this is going to bring my queen very easily to the h file, and that's gonna be quite deadly, probably. And yeah, like this. And so bishop g5 here. And yeah, I want to bring my queen. And how am I going to do that? Maybe I will triple on the h file, right? Because the rooks are not enough, probably. So I went queen d8. And here I ignored her and I played rook h7. And now I'm threatening queen h8. And yeah, well, I don't know if that's better. But it's interesting to think about such moves, right? Unconventional, but still could work somehow. But anyways, I felt like h7 was, yeah. So she kind of felt a bit desperate here with my queen coming and then my threat of rook takes. She played h4, let's say if she takes. I'll just go here. Yeah, that seems, I don't know. Yeah, actually don't threaten just these. I also threaten these, so it's quite bad. Yeah. Okay. The f4. And yes, again, I'm, yeah, rook h1. And yeah, I'm taking the queen, and yeah, pretty much it. That'll win. But yeah, she didn't really handle the position so well, but it's kind of interesting to see those ideas in this line. Like how I got actually an attack from it, and like this knight h7, knight g5 is pretty interesting. And yeah, of course you can find many better defenses than the ones he did, but at least you have a plan. Black has some interesting plans. Yeah, in this quite solid position. And yeah, you can really see the danger white is sometimes in, although in such a solid position. So let me just, because you mentioned that end game, let me just, not this one. Oh, give me a sec. Yeah, let's see it. Bundesliga. Okay. Yeah, let's see something. You know, that game you mentioned before, Regina?
Yes, Stavroula, we have just like, yeah, not so much time left.
Oh, I see. So
Yeah.
I should stop. I'm sorry.
No, I don't. We don't want to bother you any longer. But I would definitely go to the endings because it was very interesting. So we can have a quick look at it.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, I'll go fast. Okay, so we still have the queens. Okay, queens exchanged. I have the two bishops. I also exchanged my rook. Maybe it was better not to exchange the rooks, right? Maybe it would be better to play my king here and bring my king and then go here. Yeah, it's interesting to think about such positions, whether it's important to keep a pair of rooks or not. Probably I should have. But anyways, thought that I had some chances in this endgame. Although most of you thought that it was totally drawn. Okay, so I just knight d5, bishop b2, bishop f6, bishop c1. Okay, I really want to keep both my bishops, and she wants to exchange one of them. So that's kind of what we're doing here. And knight c3, bishop f3, here, and because if I go here, she's just going to play here. And I don't want to do that. Bishop a3, bishop. Okay, so she played it before. So she no longer really threatens to exchange my bishop, but she actually had this move. And after king f1, let's say, she can play bishop b4, bishop b2, bishop c3. And I have no other choice because it will just keep on going. Maybe I didn't really handle the position that well, actually. I kind of thought that I can actually play on. I would definitely play on this game, actually, this end game. Oops. And although I don't know if that's a good strategy, but I didn't have any other choice. So it's interesting to think whether the bishop or the knight is better in this kind of positions. Usually when there are pawns on both flag, how would say, in both sides of the board, it's black, sorry, the bishop is best because he has a bigger range. So I thought maybe I could play on, but how to say, like this, maybe to do something. And also very important in such positions, it's to play something like that and trying to move your pawns. Probably that's more draws, but I still, because there are two, pawns in both sides, I would play on. Maybe I could put some pressure, but she didn't do that. She played knight b4. And let's see how I improve my position step by step. Okay, h4, very normal. I want to play something like h5 and or not. It's not so clear when that's the best, when you want to play h5 or not. But okay, bringing the king is always the most important, so I bring it. All right, the bishop is doing nothing here, so we gotta improve it. And we'll go to c4 next, probably. Somehow targeting this and somehow making the king, you know, he should stay here to protect the pawn. Okay, so I finally decided to play here. Bishop c4. And suddenly you see that black can't really improve the position. We're kind of stuck. And the h squared 5 plays a role. And now, and also that my bishop is targeting this. So, okay, I'm bringing the king. I'm improving. Now you will see how my position will get winning because I can improve it so much. I'm bringing the king. All right, I'm bringing the other pawn. And yeah, it kind of seemed straightforward. And now I'm improving and improving. She's stuck, and I'm going to get a passed pawn. This bishop is definitely not playing, so we have to do something about that too. Right, so I went here and hoping for it to get better. Okay, here g5. And yeah, and also my king is coming here. I took here. Right, all right, so we see the big difference. The bishop was here and now it's here. And it's threatening a lot of stuff. Also my king coming. I mean, I have many ways to go for a win here, but I played here. And I checked. Because I want to play e5. No, king f7. And now I want to play something like e5. Exactly. And now, yeah, that seems pretty winning. Yeah, in general, okay, so I'm winning here. Totally winning. But yeah, it's interesting to think about how did that happen. I mean, she totally let me improve my piece, my position, improved a piece after another piece. It's also really important when you have the two bishops to move your pawns, to improve your pawns somehow like this, push them as much as possible. Because then your bishops will also have, how to say, more strength probably. But yeah, I'm not sure how she should have defended. But I had some good chances after this. And in general, I think that especially in very important games, it's worth it to play a bit more, you know, to try to play many moves. Especially when you play against strong players, you will have to do that. It's not so easy to win with tactics and stuff, so we are going to go to the end game and we're going to try to push and improve, play many you know, moves. And yeah, just you get that. We have done that. Whoever here has played competitive chess knows about long games. Anyways, I guess you want to stop now. I always do that. I just keep on sewing stuff.
Yes, Stavroula.
At least yeah.
Yes, please go ahead.
No, at least I hope you enjoyed some of those games.
I really enjoyed it. This like pair of bishops is definitely my Lieblingspiece. So I was really impressed with you, about your technique, and also the other examples. Like I said, that you're a great fighter, the chessboard, and you showed and you prove it with your fighting chess. And yeah, maybe some of you have a few more questions on Stavroula.
Well, I have a question. I was wondering how many hours you spent on training chess in your childhood and in your youth?
That's a good question. I mean, it kind of depends on whether I had tournaments coming up and stuff. Well, when I was like 15, around 15 and 18, in that time period, I could do like 6 hours of chess every day. But now I'm not doing so much. But when I was younger, I would definitely study many hours. Yeah, especially before tournaments. But also when I was like 10, I like every day did at least sort of 2 to 3 hours. Okay, yeah. Kind of.
For me, it was also
Anything
interesting to
else?
hear about this like kind of sparring partner, yeah? That you played like games, like you chose some kind of positions and then you played few times this position with white and black, or how did it work? Because I don't know it from my trainings, like when I was young.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we would have a training together. We would check some openings and then play them with both colors. Yeah, that was pretty good because then you would practice the stuff you just learned, and yeah, that helps. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you have anything else to ask. I really hope you liked some of the examples and I didn't bother you so much.
No. I think
with
you're
my talking.
like, super like an example of a young girl, like full of life, chess life, and like show the motivation, and everybody could see it, yeah, from your games.
Oh, okay, I'm glad. Yeah, that was nice. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you for coming and for sharing some of your best practice of your chess journey, young chess journey, we can still say, because you're very young still. And I hope to see you at some point in Germany at the Bundesliga or somewhere else. And yeah, good luck.
I hope so too. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.